Welcome to another video. My name is Cedric Martinez. I'm the founder and owner of Red Love Co. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys the safety way to burn your candle. That way you don't have no accident in your house. So if you like this kind of video, keep watching, subscribe to my channel, leave your thumbs up and your comment. And now, let's go to the video. The first thing you have to know is when you buy a candle, you have to read the label under the container, under the candle before you light up your candle. And let me tell you, I would say 99% of the people don't read these labels. Sometimes it comes like this, small labels, sometimes are bigger. And this label is very important because they have the warning, or the warning and the instruction that you have to follow when you are burning your candle. So, and I want to tell you, different stuff that I learned during this 3 years, plus a lot of the instruction, right, that are in this container. Some of them I will change it, I will make it better for my candle, because everybody do different stuff. But the first thing it is, when you buy your candle, read the label under the candle. So that's the first thing you have to know. The first thing you have to know when you buy a candle, before you burn a candle, is that how big is the wick, because it's recommended that the wick is 1/4 of an inch before you burn it. When you buy some candles, the wick is this big, and if you light it up like that, you start using the candle with the wick this big, the flame, right, the fire is going to be so big that you're going to waste fragrance and you're going to waste the wax. So it's very important. Like this one, let me give you an example. This one I burned it already, but look how big is the wick side. No, you have to trim your wick of 1/4 of an inch, and before you light up your candle. Another thing, when you reuse your candle, let's say you burn it for like 2 hours, and then you're gonna use it again the next day, please always clean your wick. Take a napkin, something, and just clean your wick, and don't light it up like this big. This is enough, because the same thing, the fire is gonna be bigger, you're gonna waste a lot of fragrance, a lot of wax, and the container can get hot and can break easier. So please trim your wick 1/4 of an inch. Before you light up a candle, it's very important where you want to put that candle, right? And I recommend to put your candle in a heat resistant surface. I'm gonna write it down if you need to understand what I'm saying. But yes, that way you can prevent any fire, any accident with your candle. Another thing is, never leave your candle unattended. Don't light up your candle and you're like, oh, let me go to my neighbor, she has something to tell me. Like, no, don't go to grocery shopping. Never leave your candle unattended. That is a safety hazard there, and any accident can happen with a candle. Another thing is, never let your candle close where babies and pets can reach out. That's a no-no. Because they don't know what is this. Oh, it smells good. They can punch the candle, they can burn themselves, and that is a no, never leave a candle, or light up a candle close where a baby or a toddler or a pet can reach out to it. So that is a no. Another thing that I say, and I changed this rule. In the sticker here, I say that never let your candle, light up more than 4 hours. For me, in my experience, and for my candle, I don't like to let a candle on, like burning for more than 3 hours. Number one, because you're gonna waste, you have a small room like this one, or even a bigger room. That is so much fragrance that you're gonna be wasting after, I would say, 3 hours. So so much wax, and your house already smell amazing with your candle. So if you want to save, don't burn it more than 3 hours. Another thing is because the fire get bigger, the container get hotter, and that can cause an accident. So my recommendation, my personal preference, I don't leave a candle on for more than 3 hours. Some people let, say 4. My personal opinion, 3 hours is enough, and then just stop burning your candle. Oh, another thing is to keep your candle away when you light up your candle. Don't put it close to a wall or a curtain or something that it can get on fire really easy. Remember, this container, you don't know the safety procedure that the factory have for this container. We can buy the container, I taste it. Every time I buy a new container I always test the containers, and you don't know the safety that they have. This one can be okay, but if you buy another container or another candle anywhere else, you don't know what happened in that factory, and you let that candle burn for a long time, like 4 or 5 hours, it can break, it can explode. So, and that can cause a fire in your house. Another thing that's why I don't let my candle for more than 2 hours is how the candle maker, like me or whoever you buy your candle, what was the procedure, how they make the candles. And I'm gonna explain this. I like to heat my wax to 195. That way the wax is completely melting, right? And I add my fragrance at 185 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when the fragrance and the wax will get together like lover, and that's the best. That would be the best way for me to know that everything is being bound together. And when the wax dry, the fragrance is all over, is with all the wax. Some places, some people, some manufacturers, they maybe mix the fragrance with the wax with the wax cold. And what happened there? What happened is that when you mix the fragrance with the wax cold, and then mix it up for a little bit, blah, 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 and that's it, and let it get hard, the wax can rise and can be all on the surface. And when you light up that candle, when you light up that candle and the fragrance is in the surface, every candle has a flash point, a number in which it will turn into fire. So, for example, I don't have one here, but let's say this one is the apple harvest fragrance. This one the fragrance can explode, can get on fire when it reaches, let's say, the temperature reaches 200 degrees, something like that. And when you buy a candle with 3 wick and let it burn for a while, that will get really hot, and that can cause that the candle completely get on fire, because you don't know how the factory or the person that made that candle mix the wax with the fragrance. So that's very important. Don't let your candle burn for so many hours. I say don't burn your candle for more than 3 hours, because let me tell you, like this one, every hour, the wick, you burn more, right? And it gonna left some burning wick, and where that will go after, let's say you burn your candle 4 or 5 hours, and it will, you see that this part, it will be forming like a mushroom, like a little ball. And if you let that fall to the wax, like it happened to me in this one, I was testing this fragrance, this candle, and you see this part is more white than this one. It was because the wick that it was burned fall into the wax. So, and believe me, it's not gonna smell pretty. It's not gonna smell pretty. You're gonna ruin your candle if you left that little ball of burning wick fall into the wax. So that is why I prefer to stop my candle after 3 hours, not after 4, 5, 6, no, because of that. So it smells like burning honeydew. So yeah, that's why 3 hour max for me. Another thing that is very important is when people like me sell this candle. See, this is my candle, my birthday cake candle. It smells amazing. And I make another one. It is the unicorn candle. Oops. See, this candle have sprinkle to decorate the container, you know. And it's very important. I'm sorry. It's very important. My nose itch. But let's keep rolling. Let's keep filming. It's very important how the customer is gonna handle this candle. This candle because it have sprinkle. I put sprinkle in the top. You know, let me see if you can see it there. And it smells amazing. Have 3 weeks on it. And you always, as a small business owner, as the creator of these candles, you have to let your customer know how to handle this candle, because this candle is, you have to follow instructions different from this one. You know, like there's candles, but they have different material on it. And for me, every time I sell a candle, I tell my customer, number one, don't worry about the sprinkle in the top, because when the wax melt, the sprinkle are heavy and they will always be at the bottom of the whole wax that is melting. It smells so good. So yes, the sprinkle are always gonna be at the bottom, and it go like here. They're gonna be at the bottom always of that hot wax. So it's not gonna burn like, oh my god, the sprinkle got on fire. No, but, and this is another thing that is really important. When you have like a half of an inch, I would say a half of an inch of wax at the bottom, stop using your candle. Like I say, you have a half inch. I would say a little bit less, but a half is for the safety. Stop using your candle, and that is because if you keep burning your candle, number one, the container is gonna get hot. Number two, you're not gonna see how little wax you're gonna have here, and the glass can break. It's gonna get so hot it can break. So every time you almost done with your candle, when it's a half inch of wax in your container, stop using it. Especially if you have sprinkle in your candle. I always say to my customer, stop using when you have a little bit. I change my mind, because I always say to them first 1/4 of an inch, but I'm like, let me, I look for more information, and I'm like, no, I have an inch, and that's because when you burn all this candle, all the sprinkles are going to be at the bottom. So you can see there, and if you keep burning, yes, the sprinkles are going to get no fire, but they're gonna burn, and you're gonna see like all this smoke coming out. So you're gonna burn the sprinkler pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. So every time you buy a candle like this, don't worry about it. The thing they have is, don't worry about the sprinkler that are on top, because they're gonna be always at the bottom of the wax. But when you get I would say a half inch, stop using your candle, because like I said, it can get on fire, it can break the glass, and an accident can happen in your house. So this is very important. I have like this one. I have sprinkle more, a little bit bigger, like this, in my unicorn candle, like this. Yes, like this is like a rainbow. It's like a rainbow sprinkle here. So it's pretty big, but it will always be at the bottom. And then, like I say, I'm going to keep repeating this, a half inch, when you have a half an inch of the wax, stop using your candle. That's my recommendation. Oh, this smells amazing. Another thing, and I have it here. People like me, I made this candle. I made this candle for Christmas. It's called the Coquito candle, and I have I put a cinnamon stick and the anise star at the top and some cinnamon powder to decorate. It smells amazing. When you're gonna, when you buy a candle that has some dry flower, stone, some decoration on top, I would recommend you to take everything out. Take everything. It's beautiful, but take it out because that can go on fire. It can get on fire. You can burn. This is dry, right? This is a dry anise star. This is a dry, cinnamon stick, and that's wood pretty much. So maybe don't come up at me. This is it can get on fire. So my cousin did something, and it looked beautiful, but did something wrong. She left the cinnamon stick and the anise star in the candle. The candle started melting. She showed me a picture. I don't know if I can find it, but the cinnamon stick didn't burn. The anise star didn't burn. They went to the bottom of the candle, and the candle was light up. So it looked beautiful. Like, wow, it looked amazing. But that is not safe. So I say to her, no, you have to take everything out. Doesn't matter if you buy. So I see so many flowers. Yeah, I see so many candles with flower, with dry flower on the top. I'm like, we never put flower because I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, they're beautiful, but I don't think that's safe enough. And you buy something with something on top, take it out. Just take it out and be careful when you burn a candle with something, in the surface. The cinnamon powder is okay because I burned many times. It will always go to the bottom. It will not turn, it will not burn. So, but yeah, I made this, like I said, these different candles. Oh, this is the one. This one. I made different candles with sprinkle, with cinnamon stick, with anise star, but always take this dry, embellishment, I would say, out of the or decoration, out of the candle. The reason I say that you have to trim your wick 1/4 of the inch too is because you don't know you will know you read the label, but all the wax do not, how do you say that word? Every wax is different. Let me say it that way. Every wax is different, right? And the smoke that can come out of a candle can be like a white smoke, some like a light gray, like mine like a kind of white, light gray smoke, and other ones are black, and that's what you want to avoid because that is really dangerous. I would say, in my opinion, black smoke all over your house, you breathing that, it is a no-no for me because that wax is made of, I would say, toxic stuff, and toxic ingredient. And if you leave those candles burning for so many hours, because it happened to me before when I didn't know about candle, like 4 years ago. And I bought a candle in the big, from the big company, and I let it burn. I let it burn for so many hours, and the smoke that was coming out activated my fire alarm, because it was so much smoke, and I was reading that. I was like, it smells so good now. This fire detector, the smoke detector started beeping because it was so much black smoke that it was horrible. So that's why I only use natural wax because I don't want to use other wax that are very toxic. So yeah, always trim your wick and don't burn 1/4 of the inch, and don't burn your candle for more than 3 hours. So I think we got to the end of this video. I think I say everything that I come to my mind, that I know, that I learned in these 3 years that I've been in the business, in the candle business. So you have an opinion or you have something that you do to be safe, just write it down in the comment below. That way everybody can read it and I can learn too from you guys. So thank you to get to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, please. That way you can help me to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. That's the goal. Thank you so much. Leave your thumbs up, share this video, and leave your comment. What do you do to be safe when you're burning a candle? So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.